What's going on, y'all? Well, we're gonna call this jump porch talk, man. You know what I'm saying? Front step conversations, porch talk. Let's talk about something that I've been seeing in the media a lot.
Black fatigue is real. I think society as a whole is there. We are just so unbelievably fed up with the ghetto ratchet behavior, entitlement, the victimhood. This is why people have black fatigue.
Black people are notorious for naming their children 25-letter names that they're never going to get even pronounced right, let alone spelled right. Like, why would you do that?
Over there. Do you know why they actually do that? Yeah. The reason for that is because during slavery, their identities were taken away. So they had to have unique names in order to identify their offspring when they were sold from different plantations. So that came down generationally as generational trauma.
Okay, well, how about now? Isn't that sort of trauma for that poor kid that's never going to have his name spelled right?
Only to your standards.
Like, what is? If I were that child, I wouldn't want my name misspelled all the way through or mispronounced by people.
That's because people can't take the time to pronounce it correctly.
Whatever.
You can say supercalifragilistic.
Sup, fuckers? Let's go ahead and talk about black fatigue. I know you've all seen the videos just like I've seen them. And it's definitely a real thing. But I really don't think that it's black fatigue. I think that it's ghetto fatigue, ignorance fatigue, hood fatigue. You've seen them. Bonnets and PJs, pants half off their arse. And they bring with them a certain demeanor that you just want fuck all to do with. You could literally point them out in a crowd. You know they're going to be loud and obnoxious. They're going to instigate shit for damn near no fucking reason. They want to make sure that the world knows exactly who the fuck they are and then take zero accountability for the way that they're being. When they have every opportunity to not be that way. And when they're not being that way, they're setting the example of how society likes things. Calm, peaceful, chill, not fucking ratchet.
So, a lot of people are talking about black fatigue and reverse racism and black people are X, Y, and Z. My position on a lot of this stuff is not cookie cutter. It's not Republican, it's not liberal. It's honestly my thoughts about things. And I did a video, you can see on one, I'll put it somewhere. But I did a video why I can't be a Republican as a black man, right? And it kind of outlines how I think. If you want to learn a little bit more about how I think, I ain't gonna dive into that right now. When it comes to race relations in America, today it seems as if the narrative is shifting towards black people being the ones that are racist. Okay, I can understand it to an extent, right? When you look in the media, when you look at the way things are covered, there's always an angle, not always, but a lot of the times, of black people being a victim of police brutality, black people being a victim of systemic racism, the school to prison pipeline. You know, it seems to be that black people are always complaining. Me personally, I don't really see it that way. I see it for what it is. You have a group of people. I know people hate to hear black people talk about this, but I'm gonna do it. You have a group of people that were brought here against their will, taught a culture, taught a religion, changed names, don't really know who they are. And since we've been here, we've been trying to catch up to be normal people. The reason I'm annoyed by it is because they're trying to paint this narrative that black people are the ones that push race. And if you just look at the history of America, the people that had an issue with race, they were Caucasian people. Now, was it the majority? Was it half? Was it 25%? I don't know. I wasn't there. But you have older people in your family that, if you're black, that just don't like white people, don't trust white people, don't really want to deal with white people, right? But have to be somewhat amicable in a society where white people are still in power, that they're the most powerful in the country. At least that's the perception. And it's just funny to me how the people that have pushed race more than anybody are now claiming that we're racist. There was a clip, maybe I'll find it, maybe I won't.
Was the murder of Austin Metcalf by Carmelo Anthony. And why has Donald Trump not said a single word about this issue? How long are we going to let white people be murdered in the streets before we do something? I am tired of this.
Well, no, I mean, see, I see some of you guys are laughing, but the reality is if it was the other way around, you guys would be burning down the city, if we're going to be honest here, right? This is the thing, because a couple of the people here are laughing at your rage, but I find it interesting that if it was the other way around, they can burn down a city like Minneapolis over George Fentanyl, but if he goes ahead and expresses some rage, you guys laugh at him, which is interesting to me because they can't be honest about this, where there is seriously a problem in America where a small percentage of people are committing a majority of the violent crime. What? Black men account for maybe 8% of the population, but they're committing something like 50 to 60% of the violent crime?
Because I can remove myself from my position. And if I'm a white person that's never enslaved anybody, that's never done anything racist to anybody, I might have the same perspective. The problem I have with white people and people like Myron is that they just like to discount history when it's convenient. When it comes to 9/11, we're told to never forget. The Jewish have a saying that basically implies that you never forget. When it comes to black people, we should just forget. We never got the 40 acres and a mule we were promised. We don't get reparations. And it just makes you think, like, what's the real problem here? And this is just what I don't like about the political race conversation. It's just, if we want to let race go, you know, both races have to let race go. And Republicans make a lot of money off of talking about race, just as much as liberals do. One of my favorite quotes, I don't know who said it first, but I know I heard Dick Gregory say it. He said, left wing and right wing are two wings on the same bird. So there's not really much of a difference, right? I do believe black people still have an unfair hand in America, bro. I just do. From being black, from experiencing things, from just looking at how I'm viewed just because I wear a chain, or I got a do-rag, or I got some tattoos, or I'm stocky. Like, you know, I am perceived as a threat a lot of the time. I don't have a violent history. I've never been to prison. I've never shot anybody. I've been involved in some things that I won't speak on, at least not right now. They painted us to be something. We started to be it. Problematic, but we started to be the thing that they painted us to be. We're criticized and labeled a certain way. When we don't do it, our own people will say we're not black. The black people and black men in particular are the biggest enemy of America. And it's not America the whites. I mean America all stripes and colors and stars. Like, and we don't help ourselves, I would say that. But it's like we can't be viewed as anything other than problematic. And I just find it funny how now white people are saying that we are the big race pushers, and it's like, nobody has ever pushed race more than white people in America. It's ironic to me. It's just ironic to me. And I'm just sitting here thinking about it like, damn. Like, black people really can do no right. And I'm just thinking out loud, bro. It's just, how is it that black people are the most racist in America? And we are the most hindered by race. I don't agree with everything that's supposed to be a black talking point. I don't agree with everything that's supposed to be a liberal talking point, a Republican talking point, or a right-wing talking point. I don't think like that. I just think for myself. I have my own opinions of things. And I just get to the point where I'm just tired of white people not being honest. They push the race conversation more than anybody. And when black people take control of that conversation, they have a problem. When black people own a certain part of the culture that has been labeled upon us, like Shadur Sanders holding the watch up, or, you know, being swagged out and dancing, it's just like, it's a problem, but he's not hurting anybody. He's not threatening to kill anybody. That's not what he's doing. But he's perceived as cocky and arrogant. And these interview questions are starting to come out that supposedly made him fall so far in the draft. And if you look in comment sections of these videos, it's white people having the worst things to say about him. That's not a coincidence, bro. You feel me? And in the Carmelo Anthony situation, you know, it's coming out that that boy was bullied. Now, he was wrong, you could say, for stabbing him, but if you ever been in a fight, you ever been in a situation where it's fight or flight, things go left quickly. I can understand manslaughter. Republicans, black and white, jump straight to murder. But I guarantee you if the role was reversed, they wouldn't say that. They would say, that boy was attacking him. That boy was bullying him. You know, he wasn't right for stabbing him, but he defended himself. He should be dropped of all charges. They say the same thing about white cops that shot Sandra Bland. Come on, bro, with a pot of water. It's like the inconsistency is what bothers me. On both ends, to be honest with you. Because I don't think every situation a police officer kills a black man or woman or whatever, that they're wrong. I've seen situations where I was like, bro, if you just calm the fuck down, you go home. So I don't have a side in it. But I'm just looking at it like, damn, black people can't be wrong every time, bro. Like, we are not the biggest baiters or purveyors of race conversations. I'm sorry, that title still belongs to white American men. I'm sorry, it just does. It's not even up for debate at this point. And I'm supposed to feel sorry for them because they're dealing with some of the shit that they done pushed out for hundreds of years? Fuck out of here. I don't. But I don't see them as an enemy either. In the whole situation with the brother that had a young man, that was his son, killed by an officer. They said it was justified, and he came and ran over somebody else. I don't think that was the right move, but I understand it to an extent. It's frustration boiling over. I understand it to an extent. And I can respect that he looked them folks in the eye when they had him in that courtroom. That's a man that stand by what he did, whether you agree with it or not. I respect that. It's just our families are torn apart, and somebody tore them apart, bro. America has torn them apart. Even Republicans will say the Lyndon B. Johnson situation, the Affordable Care Act, the Section 8. Like, yeah, but that was white people, bro. Whether Republican or Democrat, that was white folks. Our family has been attacked, bro, and the reason we are suffering is because of our family structure being attacked. And we as black people play a part. Black women play a huge part of it. Black men that abandon play a huge part of it. I'm not saying it's all one person's or one demographic's fault, but the idea that black people are just this, it's like, I almost wonder, like, they say black people are this and black people are that, and they're playing victim. So you're saying we can't talk about race, we can't talk about Jim Crow, we can't talk about segregation, we can't talk about slavery. So what are you actually trying to say about black people? Are you trying to say black people are born effed up? That's a whole nother conversation. I think y'all need to be clear about what you're saying. Let's have that conversation, gang. Anyway, that's all I gotta really say about this, man. But stop trying to blame race relations and issues on black people. White people played a bigger hand in it, I'm sorry. We've all played our role, but white people, like, this idea that y'all just are victims and you're tired of black people playing the victim, man, cut it the fuck out. All right, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you can get all of my content as soon as it drops. I'll catch y'all with another video. It's your guy 5100 CJ. I'll holler at you later. You dig.